have this kind of melody in your head, and it almost doesn't make any sense until you kind of put those counter melodies in. So like, this is the first idea. It's simple, but then this gives it an instant mood, this counter melody. And then the bass line, simple. The sound is so simple. If you want to know what it is, it sounds all dreamy and vibey, but it's really the stupidest, simplest sound. Listen. Just like a Vengeance sample, random sound. With a little glide, a little verb. You know what's cool is like a lot of my sounds end up really simple, but it's all when I bounce it to audio, you know, that's when I do a lot of my other stuff, you know? It's like getting the patterns, getting everything there, like a really skeleton version, so it almost, the sounds aren't even that interesting, but the idea is there, you know, and you can develop the sounds later. That's kind of how I work a lot of the times, too. So that's like a basic idea, like so basic. That was about, I'd say it was like about an hour, you know? And now this is a solid idea. I'd probably save this and then work on a bunch of other shit today, you know, in a day, and do like, you know, an idea an hour like that, and then like go back and listen to all of them and with a fresh brain, a fresh ear, and say like, oh, this is cool, this is cooler, you know. A lot of times too is like when you're creating, you're just getting ideas quick. You're getting a lot of ideas out quick. Some things are going to stay exactly the same, but some things you might be like, oh, I love this I love that sound, but I don't like that melody, I want to change the melody. Or you'll be like, oh, I like this. You know, it could be anything. You can apply that to anything in the track.
As someone who is constantly all over the world, I feel like you're never in one place for too long. Does that inspire you incredibly creatively? And are you always on the lookout for those international sounds that you can kind of bring into your music?
It's crucial. My whole sound is international sounds, like synthesized through my own brain and my own mind, you know? Like, it's absolutely crucial to continue to learn and do new things, no matter what you want to do, if you want to keep getting better at it. So that's a big part of my sound is traveling, listening, trying new things, maybe failing 20 times before I get it right, you know, like always, yeah.
Are you always on the lookout for that new sound? Like, are you sometimes like, you know, slapping something down and you're like, oh wait, that's a good sound, that's a tinny sound, you know what I mean? Like, are you always finding those things?
Of course, man, it could come from anywhere, and I really mean that. Like,
what's the weirdest place you've found a sound that's ended up in a track?
I mean, we've been making snare drums out of, if you take like a soda can and you crack a soda can, very good snare drum. A lot of stuff done on iPhone. I'm like, I don't even bother getting the real microphone out anymore. I just use the iPhone now for finished vocals. That's really nice.
Wow, and that's a good question. Like, you know, with the ever-evolving technology that is going on, I mean, every year, every 6 months, it seems there is a new way to make music, way to create. Are you staying on top of that at all times? Do you have to in your line?
I just enjoy doing that. I enjoy, like, you know, I'm kind of a little bit of a nerd. So I like to learn new things, and I like how things are getting easier for everybody. Yeah. You know, I know like AI and all these things are very controversial to artists, but I think it's gonna level the playing field, because I still think ideas and like an aesthetic and a concept is bigger than any tool that will help you get there. But more tools for kids all over the world that couldn't do it before. That's why I became successful, is because I came at a time where you can make everything on a laptop, and that was becoming like, it was a computer, but now like in your hand. So I hope that just goes like more and broader, so more kids can get exposure.
No, exactly, and I love that. I love the fact that you're always on the lookout for the next young talent. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're always looking like, who's next? You know, like, how important is it for you to, I guess, pass that knowledge on to that next gen of, you know, artists?
So like, one of my biggest mentors, Martin Dodd, he said a long time ago, it's like, you exchange wisdom for energy. Just let that sink in, you know? It's just like, never hold anything, give everything, any good idea, give it away. And, you know, we need more good ideas and less bad ideas for people. So if you have something that's of use and you think it's valuable, share it, you know? I heard someone say, what's my favorite plugins? I don't really use that many plugins, to be honest. My favorite stuff is literally just, you know, a lot of the Ableton stuff. But if I really needed one, if there was only one plugin in the whole world, actually 2 plugins. All I need, I don't need anything else, is Pro L and Pro Q3. EQ and limiter. You know, that's basically it. You know what's cool about Ableton is Ableton's plugins. Check it out. Simple. Look how cool this is. This little erosion thing. You can do a lot of stuff. You can add an actual sine wave, like an actual synthesis coming out of there, which is crazy. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. And you can make anything out of anything, I think. I'm telling you, like, you can't really hear it, but these two sounds together sounds really sick. That's the song. That's the idea right there. You know, it's like, as long as you can identify like a main idea, you can put all these sounds and like growls, whips, tricks, like all in the middle. But as long as there's, I mean, for me, that's my process, you know? So yeah, it's like, if you can have like a simple element and you can mute everything else, and that's there, to me, that's the song. So. There's a lot of mid-range on the bass, which is cool sometimes, but right now, look what I'm going to do here. So, I like how the mid-range sounds here, but when this part comes, I'm just going to automate so there's no mid-range, it's just a sub. You feel me? And I'm going to tune it down an octave lower. You feel me? Ooh. You can go, ooh. You know, kind of goes from quieter to louder, or darker to brighter, depending on how you look at it. But then maybe at the end of it, maybe it just goes wetter, dry wet. Sometimes automating the size does some weird stuff. Especially at the end of the measures, you can get little fills. Just like that little, oh, sound. That's what I want to do. I want to take this little thread, the little beat, and I just want to like make it sound like a baby beat in the beginning. You know, just a baby, just learning how to walk for the first time, you know? Like, it's a little shy, you know, it's a little shy. It hasn't gained its full confidence yet and its strength yet, but soon enough, it will. That's the idea, right? Everything has a story. Every detail has a meaning in a story.